eye, so boom. Oh god. I can't wait to like forget like a certain fact or like some detail that I should have mentioned or get like the year of like the game coming out wrong. I just can't wait to get like spammed. Actually, what the fuck am I talking about? This video will get like 15 views. Growing up in the 2000s, I believe it was honestly the best time to grow up with video games. No, I didn't grow up with Prime Super Mario Bros. On the original Nintendo, nor did I grow up with Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis. But without having those during their primes as a childhood, being introduced to video games, I had this. The PS2, in my opinion, is the best console to ever grace the fucking planet. No, get out of here, please. Just fuck off. Growing up, I was in extreme poverty. There were times where I actually didn't even, like, have electricity at all in the house. And my mom and I had to either go to, like, a hotel lobby or inside her 2004 Hyundai Elantra. But enough of that sad, corny shit. While the PS3 and Xbox 360 were in their definitive primes, I was using, without any complaints, the PS2. Today, I'd like to go over a few games that I was playing every day after I was outside flirting with 17-year-olds whilst I was only 9. The first game I'd like to talk about is MX vs. ATV Unleashed. This is a racing game created for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Microsoft Windows. This game was developed by Rainbow Studios, Beanox, and was published by THQ in 2005. This game just has so much. Let's start with the different vehicles throughout the game. The game tosses everything transportation-wise at you. This game allowed you to drive golf carts, dune buggies, monster trucks, helicopters, biplanes, and obviously dirt bikes and four-wheelers. Your knowledge of how to navigate the tracks found in the game is honestly the key ingredient to winning races. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of performance differences among vehicles of the same type. So in all ATV or all MX races, your main advantage will be knowing exactly how to tackle each hill you find on the course. Since I mentioned the different tracks, let's talk about them. While the majority of the stadium-based motocross tracks are only like kind of mediocre, the 16 Nationals Championship Series events, for example, are a tantalizing mix of forest courses, dusty desert roadways, snowy mountain trails, and sandy beachside tracks. I remember vividly in the stadium racing and doing those jumps for hours. This was one of maybe the first 5 games I ever actually picked up and played, like, period. Going back and playing this game, I still find myself having a good amount of fun. There really isn't a racing game out like this anymore nowadays that has the same jumping and quirky mechanics as this game does. Yeah, Need for Speed is great and all, but isn't close to a game similar to this. And Trails Fusion is just ass and should have stayed a mini-clip game. Now, this next game should pretty much be a staple when I'm talking about great nostalgic video games on the PS2.
Dude, I got the ray gun. If you don't pick me up right now...
Yes, Crash Bandicoot Twinsanity. Crash Twinsanity is a platformer video game developed by Traveller's Tales Oxford Studio and published by Vivendi Universal Games for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Yes, I did just read that off a wiki. This game begins with Crash doing whatever Crash likes to do in the sand, then his sister Coco, looking pretty hot by the way. Wait, what's her age? Anyway, like I was saying, Coco gets Crash's attention because she wants to show Crash something. The game begins with a mini tutorial, killing a couple of those island villages, hopping on those evil worms, and killing that skunk.
Back and forward, and I'm sick of it! Well, I'm not gonna do it no more!
This beginning part of the game explains just what kind of game you'll be playing till the end, in my opinion. This game is mixed with corny jokes that'll make you at the very least smirk. The game is far more expansive than the previous Crash games. When he's flying solo, which makes up more of the game than you might anticipate, Crash fights a handful of enemies, but mostly he just tackles loads and loads of jumping puzzles. It's all pretty standard for the most part of the game, moving platforms, falling platforms, and bouncy platforms, though the game takes a challenging turn near the end. Oh yeah, and by the way, the music is just phenomenal in this game, in my opinion. The whole time you'll be enjoying the music. It's just the perfect type of music for a game like this. This is one of the first games that was actually challenging for me that I ever played. I originally never actually beat it. I'm pretty sure I didn't eventually get around to beating it until maybe 2013. But when I was playing at first, I didn't actually care that I didn't beat it, or I really wasn't aiming to try to beat the game because of just how much I genuinely enjoyed it. It was hard yet fun, corny yet funny. Graphics were 100% the best looking Crash game at that time. I'd have to admit, going back, I sadly didn't have the absolute hype and love that I once did. Don't get me wrong, I still did enjoy it heavily. I just didn't get sucked into the game like I once did. I'd still 100% encourage you to go back and play it. 48? Are you $48? Never mind. Don't get this game. Never mind. Jesus. Now, even if you aren't into sports games, you either enjoyed the hell out of this game, or I advise you to watch some gameplay. Buy it yourself. Yes, don't worry, it's not $48 fucking dollars. Or listen to what I have to say. Next and lastly, NBA Street Volume 2. It's been over a decade and a half since EA released NBA Street Volume 2, the last truly great basketball video game. Even almost 17 years later, the game's sense of style and spirit, not to mention its amazing soundtrack, have never ever been matched. Sure, new technology has granted us games like NBA 2K and its hyper-realistic graphics and gameplay, but realism was never the point of NBA Street Volume 2. It framed basketball not simply as a sports played in identical sanitized arenas across the country, but as a vital civic institution with its own history, music, and sense of place. It paid homage to basketball as a spectacle. And as an art, in my opinion, just an amazing art. This game was released in April of 2003. This game was and still is fucking fun as hell. The gameplay was so fluid and is still so fluid, dynamic, fast-paced. Each game a 3-on-3 sprint to 21 points by 1s and 2s at streetball courts located around the US. Volume 2 did not seek to faithfully capture regulation basketball, but rather the everyday soul of the sport. There was no fouling, no out of bounds. It was the sounds of the game that truly animated each moment and made it more nostalgic for me as I went back and played it. Not only the grunts of the players and the jangle of the ball slicing through the steel net, but the noises that came from beyond the court. A handful of the onlookers and the peers that are around on the bleachers, odd and oohed from the sideline. Choice cuts from 90s and early 80s hip-hop, Dilated Peoples, MC Light, and Redman, and a custom pack of Just Blaze beats. This is just to name a few, by the way. Now this absolute fucking GOAT. Oh my god, real-life streetball MC Bobito Garcia, aka DJ Cucumber Slice, served as a one-man commentary team hype man, and he strained to be heard above the fucking sun, bro. Another key amazing feature was the Game Breaker. When you triggered a Game Breaker, you were no longer the player, but you felt like a spectator having an out-of-body experience. You were witnessing to your own legend unfolding in real time. I could go on and on about this game. You know, learning the new moves with the tutorial with the homie Stretch. Oh my god, shout out to fucking Stretch. You had the mode NBA Challenge where players are able to unlock NBA legends as well as courts and reward points for what I remember. And also, what I vividly remember is the main mode in the game, to be a legend. And what I 100% vividly remember, and which was the main mode of the game in my opinion, was the mode Be a Legend. In this mode, players created a baller, created a team, and tried to succeed by going from a nobody to becoming a street fucking legend, son. In order to do that, they had to gain a reputation by playing pickup games that are assigned on the map, and there were a bunch of different options. And each one led to tournaments against street legends. Winning and progressing allow you to unlock street legend characters, courts, jerseys, and trick moves. 15 years later, this game still feels fresh and exhilarating. I 100% still back this game up as the greatest basketball game ever. You won't be let down if you were to give it a chance and try to play any of these 3 games. I'd love to sit here and talk more about each game or different games, but I'm lazy and don't really want to edit. This shit has taken me 5 takes also, by the way. But anyway, those were my PS2 games I wanted to chat about. If you have any other games that are in your minds or that you'd like to talk about or that went into your mind from me talking, I'd love to hear them. So if you'd like to comment and let me know some of the games, I'd love to hear it. I'd most likely reply. So yeah, thank y'all for watching, and yeah, peace.